Hey everyone, I hope all is well. This is your girl Serena, and I am back with an ovarian cancer awareness post. So, I have been getting questions about a number of things. So, one question in particular is what age can women be diagnosed with ovarian cancer? So, I keep hearing women. The one thing I have told many people, which will be a shock to you, it was a shock to me when I learned that although it is rare, ovarian cancer can be found in, we're talking any female, from babies up until 80s, 90s plus. As long as you have ovaries, you can get ovarian cancer, as scary as that sounds. So they are also saying, when I say they, research such as American Cancer Society and other reputable organizations are saying that the ovarian cancer is more common in women ages 41 and up. That has actually lowered because before it used to be age 55 and 60 and up. Now it's ages 41 and up. One thing I've also learned from places like the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, Share Cancer Support out of New York, is that there are now more women in their 20s and 30s being diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I have met women personally who were diagnosed with ovarian cancer in their 20s and 30s. I even met a set of parents, and I was able to meet the little girl at a ovarian cancer awareness race that I was at selling my books, Crying Tears of Teal. The little girl was complaining of abdominal cramps, a lot of stomach pain, and the parents took her to the doctor. Thank goodness they found the right doctors. They did, ultrasounds and everything of that nature, and found that this little girl, and we're saying, when I say little girl, she was no more than 8 or 9 years old, had ovarian cancer. I could not even imagine the parents, how they felt hearing that news. The good news is the little girl that I met and the parents, talking to them, she's alive and well. She is healthy, but unfortunately, the treatment that she had and the surgery that she had to remove the tumors, they basically had to remove her ovaries. So this young girl, now this is a few years ago, she's probably a teenager now, she will never, ever have children biologically because she already had ovarian cancer in her single digits of life. So this cancer can be diagnosed anywhere from age 0 and up. It's just more rare the younger they are, but again, we're starting to see more teens, 20s, and 30s being diagnosed with ovarian cancer. It is ranked number 5 amongst cancers in women, in regards to death, unfortunately. And it is number 1 in regards to cancers in women, in regards to the reproductive system. Because, again, in my last post, I talked about detection. There's no early screening detection tests to say, oh, I have ovarian cancer, I'm stage 1, let me go ahead and get treated and get well. There are women that can catch this in the early stages, but it is really 14 to 20% of them that are finding them in stages 1 and 2. The other 75 to 80% are finding them mainly in stages 3 and 4, unfortunately. So I wanted to just stop by with those statistics, those facts, and just sharing with you the answer to that question, that there's no discrimination. As long as you have ovaries, you can get ovarian cancer. So with that, this is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. There's organizations and advocates like myself who are spreading awareness about this cancer. The more women and men know about this and see the signs, the symptoms, and really listen to their bodies, even though it is a silent cancer, some women cannot detect it at all. But at least you know some facts and just some ways to go about getting a diagnosis, just starting the path to hopefully getting diagnosed early on if you believe you are experiencing something that is just not right, like ovarian cancer or another gynecological cancer, or just anything within, your reproductive area, abdominal area in general. A lot of women suffer from fibroids and, just sometimes put it off, but now there's lots of ways that you can now be treated for fibroids, thank goodness. But some women who are being treated for fibroids also have realized that they didn't know they had tumors in their ovaries, or other things going on. So that led to now being treated further for a cancer or some other type of health condition. So I wanted to stop by with just that, sharing a personal story, of how I met a child that had ovarian cancer, met her parents, and also that it is now more common in women ages 41 and up, but I'm telling you, teens and 20s and 30s, especially 30s, are starting to see. We're actually seeing more of an uptick in the diagnosis in regards to ovarian cancer in that age range. So with that being said, I am also raising money towards two organizations, the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition and Share Cancer Support. I would like to be able to sell books that I wrote. Crying Tears of Teal is one of them. And I actually have two other poetry books. This month, I am donating 75% of the proceeds of book sales to those two organizations. So please help me to sell books, buy books, tell your loved ones, because book sales and the proceeds go to these organizations that are raising awareness, that are trying to do more research. They are actually helping caregivers and families and loved ones financially. They give them counseling and support services, references, you name it. So with that, like I said, I'm selling Crying Tears of Teal. There is a bundle package for $20 where you'll get swag, pens, pencils, teal ribbon that you could wear, telling people that I am an advocate or I'm aware of ovarian cancer. And again, the color teal also does represent cervical cancer too. So I wanted to just leave with a poem from my book, Crying Tears of Teal. And if you love what you hear, please go to my author and writer website, serenawills.com. And my last name is Wills. Everybody wants to say Serena Willis. serenawills.com. SERENAWILLS.com. Purchase a book or two or a few, and 75% of those proceeds will go to organizations that are giving back to people who are battling this cancer, to survivors, to their families, caregivers, and doing the research so we can get closer and closer to finding tests and even better treatments as well. So I am going to actually read a poem titled Muddled Thoughts. And the one thing I have talked about with people, you're going through enough as it is. Life still keeps happening despite a diagnosis, a health condition. And that's what this poem is about, muddled thoughts. And just really going day by day and sometimes one moment at a time. Darkness swept around me. Thoughts of losing another love or someone else dying ransacked my brain cells. Shaking my head in disbelief, this can't be happening to me again. The new millennium, we've been through so much. It's a wonder that I'm still standing. Watching the towers go down, Pentagon in flames, flight in fields in Pennsylvania, loss due to an overtaking. Prayed that as the years crept by, the anguish would extinguish. Yet it keeps snowballing. Things seem to be running into each other. I can't keep up with all this sad news, muddled in my thoughts. One bad thing after another, news of friends fading away, being called home at such a young age. It is mind-boggling to me. I shouldn't question God, or do I have the right to? I'm hesitant to ask why. Have so many died before their time? I want to know why one love after another seems to not work. Will I be alone forever, or is He really out there for me? These are thoughts racing through my head continuously, enough to make me go stir crazy. Ending the first decade of the new millennium with my mother's diagnosis. The one person I have left to depend on seems to be fading. Quickly before my very eyes, cancer, they said, and is fast moving. God, I ask, have I done anything? Are you preparing me for something greater? Darkness so thick it will choke me if I let it. Fighting against it, praying for it to turn into the light, muddled thoughts brewing, constantly whipping my brain, my heart, and spirit. Crying in the middle of the night, make my muddled thoughts disappear. God, please make them fade. Muddled thoughts, they seem everlasting, and all I can do is pray. And that's what I can tell y'all. Pray. If you're a believer, no matter what your religious belief, if you believe in prayer, pray. Some meditate. Some, try to just generate positive thoughts to themselves, because there is a lot happening. There's so much going on. And like I said, those parents I met to that little girl, they said, we still had so much happening in our lives, and now our little girl has cancer. But when I met them, they were on the other end of the spectrum. She was healed, and they were moving on. And now all three of them, including this little girl who's now probably a teenager, is an advocate for ovarian cancer. So just push through gently. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself and your loved ones. And just express compassion to yourself as well. So again, my name is Serena Wills. If you would like to support by buying this book, Crying Tears of Teal, and any of my other books, 75% of the proceeds will go to both Share Cancer Support and National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. That is my time for today. Thank you for stopping by and for your time. God bless. Take care.